What's up, interwebs? My name is Cravol, and the last couple weeks have been pretty fun. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, which I'm not sure why you wouldn't, it's in the title of the video, Hearthstone just had a new expansion, and it has changed a lot of things. If you don't know a ton of this, you should probably go look up some of this, because I'm just going to kind of assume you know what I'm talking about. But if you do know what I'm talking about, let's go ahead and get into the first couple weeks of what Un'Goro has been. First of all, some things really did not change. I went and crafted patches and played Pirate Warrior, and managed to make it to rank 14 currently. Yeah, so that happened. But on the other hand, there are a lot of new decks, there's a lot of new experimentation with decks, and I have found various different fun things to do. I also crafted a Golden Hunter Quest. I really love the Hunter Quest. I really enjoy how it plays. It's not that good of a deck, but it is certainly a lot of fun to play. Same thing with, I got a sort of handlock deck. I'm calling it Deathlock. That uses the Twilight Drakes, the Mountain Giants, but also like the Eggs and the Ravenous Pterodox. And again, I don't think it's that good of a deck in this meta, but it is definitely a very fun deck. So overall, I feel like having removed those 3 expansions and then just dumped all of these new cards, and really there was very little filler in this expansion, all of this on us. Yeah, I think it definitely made for a fantastic experience. However, as many people have pointed out, it's pretty darn expensive. And I personally have been experiencing this, looking at all of the different decks people have been playing, and I got exactly 1 legendary from my packs, which was really sad. But at this point, I do have enough dust to craft another legendary at some point. I'm deciding which one. It's either going to be a classic set, or it'll be a part of a deck that I just need that last legendary for. We'll see. We'll see what I decide. And to be fair, in a classic pack just recently, I got Alexstrasza finally, so my luck is looking up. Maybe I just need to get more Un'Goro packs, and we'll see what happens. But if you are a new player, this is definitely probably one of the worst times to join the game, I feel like. Just because, again, everything is up in the air, and one of the cheapest decks that people would tell you to play, like Pirate Warrior, you're still looking at 3 legendaries if you're going for an optimal build, and you can play it without patches, you can play it without green skin, you can play it without Leroy, which I'm actually playing it without Leroy and still doing pretty okay, but it's not quite the same deck if you don't have all those legendaries. So it's definitely a struggle. It's definitely an up and down. But hopefully in the next few weeks things will start to settle. We'll find a really cheap deck, a lot like Mid-Range Shaman, I feel like, that will be good and that new players can play. Because again, the thing with those decks is, yes, they might not take a ton of skill, and yes, they might not have any legendaries or anything fancy, but because of that, it allows for newer players to get into the game, and that is a good thing. So, quests overall, I think were pretty good. I definitely, and I think a lot of other people, definitely misjudged the rogue quest. We'll see what level that is on when things start to settle. I definitely honestly think that with some cards from the next expansion, Rogue Quest could be even worse than Pirate Warrior, but we're going to have to wait and see what Blizzard decides to make for this next expansion. Again, though, if Blizzard decides to nerf cards like they so love to do, I would hate to see Shadow Step go up to 1 mana, which honestly I feel like is what they would do. I've heard a lot of my friends go on and on about how they should nerf the quest, and going on about, making it 4/5s or 4/4s. but that's not how Blizzard operates when they nerf. And I honestly think what they'd end up doing, is they just make Shadow Step or other supporting cards have different effects or costs. Think Warsong Commander, the entire Grim Patron OTK deck, they didn't nerf Grim Patron, they nerfed Warsong Commander. They didn't nerf the Frothy Berserker, they nerfed Warsong Commander. So, I think that's where it's at. Honestly, though, I'm still very excited with the direction Hearthstone is going. This expansion definitely felt like a breath of fresh air, and Blizzard has stated that this is leaning more towards what they're hoping to do with expansion, so definitely hoping to see more of this type of stuff. And definitely, I feel like I'm getting a lot better at the game lately. And in order to showcase that, and in order to have some fun with you guys, pretty early next month, I will be live streaming. That will be on Thursday the 11th in May. So mark that on a calendar, write that down somewhere, and I will make sure to remind you guys on the 10th, Wednesday, when I upload, but I will be live streaming Hearthstone, and I'll be playing Pirate Warrior. And specifically, kind of what I'm thinking, Pirate Warrior is a pretty generic deck. It's a pretty standard deck to watch someone play. So we'll have, laddering with Pirate Warrior, and then whenever we hit like 15 or 10 or 5, to go into casual and play another deck and kind of show off something else. And yeah, I think it could be a lot of fun. And I'm definitely looking forward to chatting with some of you guys there. So, have a great day, everyone. Hope you show up to that. Hope you're enjoying Journey to Ungoro. Toodles.